Hey guys, Losing Android here. Just gonna do a video on bands' characteristics and what everyone's been doing these hate videos on bands that they've probably seen or like, but they're having trouble liking them. It's because, for instance, there's a band, Radiohead, that I'm obsessed with, and I've been hearing a lot of things on YouTube. Everyone hates them because they don't meet their fans. Their music's weird. My response to that is, well, first of all, if you don't like them at all, don't listen to them, or let alone talk about them. But I'm gonna basically talk about like a little scenario of what personally Radiohead goes through, because I liked them for a while. And basically, in 1997, when OK Computer was put out, fantastic, huge album. They had to do constant touring with that album, and if you're playing the same set list a million times in a different country, you're going to get bored with yourself and the music and with people, because all they ever want to hear is that album. I love the album, but I also like their other stuff because I'm more into just one album of the band, But that album really, it took Tom York, the singer, vocalist of Radiohead, a hard time, because it took him, he had 2 years writing block after that album, which, the follow-up album of OK Computer was Kid A, and everyone was weirded out by that album because it's more electronica music, and basically, he had 2 years writing block. He felt unsure about everything, which, a lot of people understand. I mean, if you're making money, a lot of it is kind of weird to think about, because, he's famous, doesn't have to worry about anything, but it put him in a place where he couldn't, write anything else, And the reason they don't want to meet their fans, for instance, there's a one where Miley Cyrus is trying meeting them, and they're like, no, In a way, I get that, because, even though you're famous, in my way of putting it, it's like, if you're famous, if I don't want to meet you, I don't really give a shit to meet you, Plus, they make the music for you to listen. That's it. I kind of, I understand where they're coming from, so to speak. But, that's the thing with a lot of bands. A lot of bands do that, they don't, I guess you could say they don't give a shit. They just play music for them. They do it for themselves. And that's also, another thing people have forgotten to do, is think about themselves instead of thinking about other people. It's good to think about other people, but think about yourself first and what you would like. And, that goes hand in hand with what I'm talking about. And basically, enjoy the band, understand that, I would love to read Radiohead, but I'm sure they probably don't want, if you're playing an hour every show, all that stuff you have to remember, you're sweating, you're tired, you don't want to meet people. Can you agree? So, that's pretty much the conclusion of that. Plus, they've seen it all. Half the people that see your show are drunk. And I don't like drunk people. And I wouldn't want to talk to them, because they wouldn't know what the hell they're talking about. The normal questions these famous bands, musicians, such as Radiohead, get is like, How did you develop your singing style? What year's your guitar, Johnny Greenwood? You know, what was going through your mind when you made Paranoid Android? You know, these questions. You know, they don't just talk. They just ask questions. Useless questions. They don't say, "Hey, man, I loved your show. I like the part where you did, you know, that little cool little riff thing. You know, are you gonna change it up next time?" You know, that's a question, but it's a future present question, not a past related question. Anyway, if that might make sense to some people, but I'll be making more videos on that. But if you don't know Radiohead, I suggest you check them out. The album I first bought of theirs is OK Computer. Very, very good album. I suggest it to anyone who wants to get into Radiohead. The next album I'm getting is Kid A, and soon to be all of them, all of their albums. But thanks for watching. This is the Oozing Android. I'll check you next time for another vid.